What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the No Excuses Podcast, episode 8. Today's podcast is going to be about taking your time. Guys, before I get into it, thank you to everyone who's listening. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and shares. And guys, I really appreciate everything. Guys, I really feel like my purpose in life is to be of service to others. And man, I am honored that I have the strength, the power, and the wisdom to continue pushing through and giving you guys the best that I got, because I wouldn't expect anything less from anybody else. So, again, thank you, and let's get the show started. So, guys, man, like taking your time, man, like this is something that took me many, 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 many years to learn, to understand, comprehend, and then to actually live it. And, they say wisdom comes with age, and I would disagree. There's a lot of older people out there that still never wised up, and they're still doing the same exact thing, spinning their wheels and never really getting any traction, rushing through life. And this goes from young to old, but it just sometimes, we think just because somebody's older that they should be wiser. Ideally, they should be, but unfortunately, a lot are not. So, what do I mean by taking your time? Like, what does that even mean to take your time? Like, well, I'm going to start off with a personal story and to explain to you about taking your time. But before I get into that story, I want to tell you a little bit about my personality before I discovered what taking your time means. I'm originally from Israel, and we're go, go, go type of people, and go getters, and driven, and alpha, and hardworking people. And we don't know what it's like to slow down. We go and we go and we go and we go until we fall, and then we regroup and we do it again. And a lot of times, living that way, you just start missing everything. You miss so much by just going all the time. You complete a lot of miles. You conquer a lot of miles. You conquer a lot of achievements, but you never really get to feel them. And that was my specialty. I've done so much, but a lot of times I've just rushed through everything. And these lessons that I'm going to teach you will help you become a better man, will help you to become a better woman, and to learn how to just slow things down and enjoy the ride. So when my wife and I met, we started dating. Guys, like I would always, like New York City was my second home. We would go there, and I wanted to show her New York, and I took her to Central Park, and I had everything planned out exactly. Like at this time we're doing this, at this time we're going to have lunch, at this time we're going to Central Park, at this time we're going to have dinner, and so on and so on. Like super organized, super on point. So we're walking through Central Park. It was during like fall where the leaves were falling down and they're changing colors and really beautiful. And guys, my wife is from Brazil, so she's the opposite of me. She's very laid back and relaxed. And we're walking through Central Park because I wanted to show her Central Park. And all of a sudden I turn around and she's like 10 yards behind me. And all that's going through my head is like, what the hell is she doing? Like, we got things to do. Why is she falling back? So I turn around and I walk up to her and I go, what are you doing? Why are you falling back? And she says, oh, I'm just admiring this beautiful leaf. And she was holding this beautiful leaf. And I look at the leaf and I'm thinking in my head, leaf is so stupid. Who cares? We got, dinner plans. Let's go. So I literally smack the leaf out of her hand and kind of like grab her hand and be like, come on, let's go. We got things to do. And I remember her pausing and stopping and starts crying. And I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, why are you pausing again? And why are you stopping? And then why are you crying? I just don't get it. Why are you crying? What is there to cry about? So I say to her, hey, why are you crying? What's going on here? And she says, I was just, appreciating the leaf, and I was just like, I was in the moment, Yaniv. I was in the moment. And I said, Mila, I said, who cares? I was like, who cares about the stupid leaf? We got dinner plans at so and so, whatever restaurant it was, Italian restaurant. And I just didn't get it. That was the moment. And I was probably 25 years old at that time. That was the moment of my life. Maybe I was a little bit younger, 24. That was that was a moment of my life where I've realized that taking your time has such an impact. Fast forward with many other occasions of just rushing through things and missing the journey. I came to conclusion. I came to conclusion that everything done fast is no good. Everything you do rushing through, hurrying through it, speeding through it, it's no good. You're missing everything. You're missing so much. And that's when I understood to get into the pirate life. The pirate life was created because of COVID. You see, guys, and this is gonna just hang with me. This is gonna get you back to the subject of time, of rushing through time. See, before COVID, even after all my lessons, I slowed down a tiny bit, but I was still 100% going all the time hard with work, with training, with everything, just nonstop. And then when COVID happened and crushed me and took so much away from me, it made me reevaluate what was important, which made me slow down and helped me regroup, recalibrate, and re engage. I started taking my time with everything. I started taking my time when I was building. I started taking my time with my wife. I started taking my time with my kids. I started taking time with myself. I would just sit outside. Okay. I would sit outside in my backyard and I would just stare in the sky. I would stare in the sky with no earphones, no music, no nothing, and just look at the clouds and look at the birds and watch how they act and watch how they move and feel the breeze and feel the wind and feel the energy of the universe, of the earth. And it was just something out of this world feeling. It was of a feeling of ecstasy that I cannot explain to you. And the only way to achieve that was like at the highest level of meditation, of being in the moment, not rushing, not looking through your phone, not listening to music, not hearing nobody, not just being there. It was true ecstasy. It just woke me up, man. It woke me up. I had the motorcycle. See, when you get in a car, you get in a car and you put into your GPS, hey, I want to go to Disney World or I want to go wherever, Miami. You put in the destination and it shows you the fastest route to get there. And that's usually what you would do, right? It makes sense. Like, why would you take longer to get there? Well, on the motorcycle, guys, when you jump on a Harley, the whole point is to ride. The whole point is to take your time. The whole point is to discover that journey that you're about to take. So you stop at local restaurants, you take the back roads that take longer, you stop for a picture, you stop for a laugh, you stop here, you stop there. So a route that's supposed to take an hour in a car might take you 2 hours, might take you 3 hours on a motorcycle if you're doing it right and not just rushing through it. Guys, it makes your life 100 times more deeper, more valuable, more substantial. It's just like there's a story behind your life. You didn't just rush through it. You took your time. You understood that the destination was just the cherry on top, but really it's about the journey. What does that mean into your everyday life? Well, you say you want to be a jiu-jitsu black belt, for example. Ideally, first you just want to start and learn basics and so on and so on, but then you just can't wait to get the black belt, right? You can't wait till your next graduation. If you're white, you want to get the blue and so on and so on and so on. Where are you rushing to? Where are we going here? So 7, 8, 10, 12 years, 14 years pass by and you get your black belt. Now what? What does that mean? What does that even mean? It means nothing. The actual black belt means nothing. The piece around your waist means nothing. You know what means something? You know what makes you a black belt? Is that journey of years and years and years of training, of fighting hard, of sweating, of injuries, of friendships, of heartaches, of competition, of tournaments, and everything, the blood, sweat, and tears to get you to that black belt. It's what means. It's the knowledge, the experience that you encountered and developed throughout the years is what counts, not the piece of fabric going around your waist. That's just a symbol of all your hard work, your dedication. So if I take my brain, right, of all my knowledge of fighting and I just give it to you, what does that mean? Even if you were like the Matrix and you can process everything, what does that mean? It means nothing. You don't have any stories. You don't have anything substantial to share besides how to do the technique. You know nothing. Zero, nada. So stop rushing. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. Come to class. Listen. Learn. Observe. Take it all in. This goes into further into training. When I see people train and they do the exact same moves that they're good at and they don't do anything else. So man, well, you're beside your skill level that it's going to be limited. Your journey, it's going to be lame as fuck. Like you don't have any substance to you. You know, whatever. You pull guard, you armbar everybody. Okay, cool. What else do you know how to do? Where else? What other positions? You're afraid to open up your game to be exposed to learn different things. You know, guys, like my jujitsu is so well rounded because every time something happened to me, I never quit. I always opened up my game. I still open up my game. I'm doing this almost 20 years, guys. I still open up my game because I enjoy the journey. I enjoy the 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 challenge. I enjoy the toughness, the learning about myself. Let's move on from jujitsu. Let's go to business. You start a business. You make a business plan. You invest money, and you just want to be a success overnight. How lame is that? Imagine right now, anything you touched, boom, overnight became super successful. What stories do you have? What substance do you have to share with anybody? Because all of life is about the story. So you must take your time going through your journey, step by step, brick by brick, building, falling down, getting up, laughing, crying, frustrations, screaming, celebrating, wanting to pull your hair out. All these different things are all part of your journey. If you rush through them, you miss it all. One day, when you do get to the point that you want to get to, you'll feel empty and shallow because you rushed through your story. We must take our time, guys. It just makes things so much better in every single part. It just creates such a special time in our lives, you know. And the thing is that when you do get to our point, whenever we get to our destination, you look back and you're like, man, 10 years flew by, and all I did was work the whole time. And I missed this time with my wife. I missed this time with my kids. I missed this time from my taking care of myself. You're constantly missing because you're constantly rushing. I refuse to eat at my desk. Right? So many people are eating at their desk and they're working and they're just shoving food. I refuse to eat in the car. They're driving and they're eating quick just to get to their destination so they can be filled with food. What is the point of eating, guys? Like, eating is one of the most enjoyable things that God gave us, is food. We all know fast food equals garbage, right? Like, once in a blue moon, the Big Mac sounds good. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in general, right? In general, it's garbage. Things that are made fast have no love put into them, have no ethnicity put into them. They don't have any flavor. They don't have any seasoning. They didn't take their time to simmer, to grow, to become what they needed to become. A real home cooked meal takes time. Sometimes takes an hour, sometimes takes a whole day. As a matter of fact, I used to see my mom in the crock pot. It would take like 2 days for certain meals. In the house, the aroma of her food would just spread out throughout the house and just be amazing. You know, like, it was amazing. And then when you eat the food, it would just like melt in your mouth. So even if you took that meal, right, like that home cooked meal that took a long time to cook, and you just sat down and you shoved it all in your mouth as fast as you can, you're missing out. Take a bite, chew slowly, let your food digest, have a conversation. Make it a deep experience, man. Take your time. Take your time eating. Take your time cooking. Take your time organizing. Take your time doing everything the right way. Rushing through things will always be half assed, and people will feel your half assed energy. You know, when there's a birthday or a holiday and somebody that's in your family, your spouse or whatever, whoever they are, and they get you a gift and it was something random, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Inside your head, you're like, what is this bullshit? Like, this person, don't they know me? Why would they get me this? I have nothing to do with this. Right? I'm into motorcycles, I'm into jujitsu, I'm into coffee, I'm into music, I'm into going different places, I'm into chess, I'm into dogs. What are you doing? What are you doing getting me something about whatever? Freaking gambling, playing cards. When you realize that that person rushed, they weren't thoughtful, they didn't think deeply about you and who you are and what you like and what you enjoy. So they just got you something random, basically to shut you up. That's the truth. Might not like it, but it is what it is. But if they took their time and they thought about who they're giving the gift to, they will be able to come up with a meaningful gift, a gift that's going to touch the heart, a gift that's going to be have substance to it. So again, giving gifts, thinking about other people, take your time. How many times there's a message that you need to get across And it's something deep. And we came to a society, right? We're a society where we have internet, social media, where the easiest thing to do is just send a text. What about you pick up the phone? Well, that's going to take time because you can't just say, hey, happy birthday, bye. No, it's going to be, hey, how are you? How's everything? How's the family? How are the children? How's home? How is work? And by the way, happy birthday. Wishing you all the best. Da 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 da. And maybe we can get together and, get a drink or break some bread together. That's a nice gesture. Instead, what you do to many people that you love, you just send them text, happy birthday, brother. Wish you all the best. Send. Fuck you, lame ass motherfucker. So many lame ass fucking people, man. It's crazy. Right? So you do that. It's okay to do that. And it's cool to do that with acquaintances. So I do that with people that I'm just like cool with. Like, hey, what about on another level? Taking a handwritten letter and sending it to somebody that you love. Man, that is cool. That is so cool. On my No Excuses journal, guys, I have that once a month that it's part of your task list to send somebody a handwritten letter. When you open up a handwritten letter, it has substance to it. Like the energy transferred from their brain to their hand, and especially if they have like nice handwriting, and you open up that letter and you're like, wow, this person took their time, they wrote a beautiful letter, they wrote it out nicely, they signed it, they put it in an envelope and put a stamp on it. Especially like guys, some people put like a nice stamp, and they sent it to my house. All that took effort, all that took time. It's 100 times more powerful than some shitty ass text message or some stupid ass email. Talking about writing, I remember when I was growing up, when you just rushed to your homework, you just wrote real quick. And if your parents looked it over or your teachers got it, you're like, bro, like, obviously you were rushing through this. Your grammar sucks, you got chicken scratch, and so on and so on. You ever seen somebody who writes cursive really nice? They're not rushing through it. What a nice letter to read like that. Moving on. Taking your time when you're eating. Ooh, man. When you're going out to eat dinner with your loved ones. I actually just got into a conversation the other day with somebody that I know, and he asked me, about my Saturday night date nights, and I was explaining to him when I go out to eat dinner with my wife, it's a whole evening, and he goes, "What? What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, it's usually 2-3 hours dinner," and he goes, and this guy's older, guys, just so you know, so he's not like just some young immature guy. He's a successful businessman. He's been married for a long time, and he says to me, "Are you got He goes, "You got to be kidding me." He's like, "My wife and I go out to eat dinner." He goes, "It's 28 minutes tops." And remember what I said, guys. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're wiser. You might be wise in certain subjects, but in my book, you need to be wise everywhere. And I said to him, "My friend, if if you go out to eat dinner and you wrap up dinner in 28 minutes, you either got two problems, or you got ADD like a motherfucker, or you're there with the wrong person." Looked at me, he's like, "What?" He goes, "What do you guys talk about?" I said, "Everything." So I'm going to give you guys the blueprint right now. I ain't even going to charge you anything. So take fucking notes. All right. So next time you take your lady out, right? If you're a man, hopefully you do this, and you follow your fucking sensei leads. All right. So you get to the restaurant, you get to the table, move the chair for your wife, for your girlfriend. You pull a chair up for her, you let her sit, you sit, and you order a drink, right? You order a drink, and the waiter's going to say, "Can I start you up with an appetizer?" And you're going to say, "Not right now, thank you. We will let you know." And you have your drink and you socialize and you have a conversation about different things, interesting about each other, about the businesses, about things that are going to be like in depth. You flirt a little bit, maybe you kiss a little bit. You just take your time. Maybe you order another drink. Okay. By then, the waiter will come back again and he says, "Would you like to put in your order now?" And you say, "You know what? We're going to do a few appetizers." Okay. So he takes your appetizer order. He says, "Well, what would you like for dinner?" And you say to him or her, and you say, "Hey, we are not ready to order dinner yet. We're going to start with appetizers. Thank you very much. We will let you know." So another 10, 15 minutes passes by, and then your appetizers show up. And you don't devour them. You take your time. You take a bite. You eat whatever it is. You got a chicken wing. You got whatever. You put it down. You conversate. You sip on your drink. You laugh. You flirt. You have a deep conversation. And guys, this is not just with your wife. Right now, I'm teaching you how to do that, but you could do this also with your buddies. So then, after another 15, 20 minutes passes by, now you're already an hour into your dinner experience. Now you say, "Hey, you know what? Your food digested a little bit. We're ready to order dinner." So you order dinner, another 15, 20 minutes passes by, your dinner comes. Again, you don't devour it. You take your time, you take a few bites, you conversate, you look each other in the eyes, you flirt, you talk a little smack, you go back to eating, and so on until you're done. When you're done, the waiter's gonna come up to you, clear your plates. Now, "Hey, would you guys like a dessert menu?" In a little bit, thank you. Wait a little bit, let the food digest. Then, when you're ready, ask for the dessert menu, get your dessert menu, and then from there, you order your dessert with your coffee and take your time. And again, enjoy the evening, enjoy the conversation. And guys, I've said this before. Date nights with your wife, or your spouse, or your girlfriend, whatever, they're not fucking family meetings. They're not there to just bring up all the baggage that you guys have. Here and there you want to talk lightly, you can, but in general, it's a time to reunite. It's a time to ignite. It's a time to spark up. It's a time to flirt. It's a time to turn each other on and get in the mood. You're building intimacy throughout the evening to make things hot for the end of the night, if that makes any sense to you. So, guys, my experience, dinners take about 2 to 3 hours every time. If you rush me through my dinner or I have to be rushed, I get fucking pissed. I do not want to get bothered. I do not want to get rushed. I do not want to go and just sit somewhere in a corner and just shove the food in my mouth and go to the next thing. One of the worst experiences that I can ever experience is rushing through that shit. This goes, guys, when I do my Shabbat dinners, same thing. Everyone sits down, we all talk, we all take our time, and the same process happens on my Shabbat family dinners. The same process happens when I go out with my boys. If those motherfuckers try to rush me, they know I'm getting mad. They know I'm getting mad. They know I'm getting upset because I don't want to rush. Which will bring me to the point is, where are you rushing to? Are you just rushing to the next destination? What is your problem? Why are you just trying to go from place to place to place and never enjoy anything? That's all you're doing when you're rushing. When you rush, you miss the whole fun. You miss the whole journey. You miss the whole thing. Like you might say, "Hey, we went out to eat dinner. We went out to the club and we went out dancing and then we went home and we made love and blah, blah." But if you rush through everything, it was all garbage. It was just You didn't feel it. You didn't feel it. You take a piece of chocolate, you just shove it in your mouth. You take the whole bar, you just shove it in your mouth, chew it as fast as you can. For this first second, it'll taste good, but the rest was just fucking chewing and swallowing. But if you take a chocolate bar or ice cream or whatever, and you just put the spoon in your mouth slowly and enjoy, and put the ice cream back down, and then again a little bit more, a little bit more, the whole experience is nice. Take your time. This goes to me even when I'm eating. I won't eat on plastic shit. Guys, I know people with money, a lot of money. They're always eating on plastic freaking plates and forks and this and that because they don't want to wash, they don't want to whatever. I refuse to do so. I want to eat on a nice piece of glass. I want to drink from a nice piece of glass. I want to enjoy my whole experience. This is what taking your time means. I try to teach my children this all the time. Like when you set the table up nicely, bring out the china, put the tablecloths, do things the right way. Can we just eat? Yes, we can, but then we're missing the whole point. Now we're going to the next thing. Making love. The other day, guys, one second, let me get a sip of water. The other day, one of my students asked me, he goes, what do you think about like fucking like a bunny? And I started laughing. I said, man, you're young. That's all you know. That's all you understand. You can't even understand where I come at you with this. Most people's sex life, it's so fucking lame that if I had to do their sex life, I would just jump off a fucking building into spikes. That's how bad it is. You know, like guys, like if you know me, I want fucking quality. Well, you know what? Just penetrating a woman and lasting fucking 30 seconds or 2 minutes as fast as you can and then falling asleep, it's fucking useless. It means nothing. It means nothing. You know, like this is going to like grown men acting like freaking teenage kids. Now, if you're a teenager and you listen to this and you're having sex, like this is just what people do, right? You guys don't know shit. You're fucking jitterbugs. It takes time to fucking understand what I'm telling you. But to all the grown people out there who are listening, which is a bunch of you, what are you rushing, you idiots? What are you rushing? Okay? Take your time with your woman. Take your time with your man. Build up the intimacy. Build up the heat that when you do go to actually get physical, there will already be a strong sense of love and feeling and exotic energy, you know what I mean, going on over there. Don't rush to get in there, man. Like I don't want to get too crazy over here because probably some young people are listening. But what are you rushing? Take your time. Kiss her everywhere. Massage. Do what you got to do slowly. Okay? Stop. Relax. Flirt. This, that, the other. Again, when I do what I do, guys, it's not a fucking 10-minute thing. It's not a 2-minute thing. I try to make it last hours, ideally. Hours. That's what I try to do because for me, guys, excuse my language, just busting a nut, it's a waste of my nut, honestly. I don't want to just bust a nut. That shit is fucking amateur. That shit is lame. You know what I mean? You want to just bust a nut like bro, I even tell people, you know, like if you give me a random woman, she can be hot. You say, hey, I just want you to like bang her. And it's like, bro, it's fucking lame, honestly, man. You know, like I need a little bit more than that, man. I need more than just physicality. I need more than just rushing through to have sex. The other day, man, and one guy I was coaching, he was telling me he hooked up with this one girl and they did it really quick, and they just met and they did it really quick, and he lasted like 2 minutes and that was it. And I said, and what, you're fucking proud of that? I'm like, that shit is lame as fuck. I'm like, you're a grown ass man. What are you doing fucking for 2 minutes? You know, like a little kid, like a little fucking 16-year-old. You know, guys, like that's not my thing. I'm not doing it. And again, same thing, just like my dinner. If somebody rushes me through it, I'm gonna be pissed off. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, with everything I'm saying about taking your time. Sometimes you are in a fucking rush, here and there, about eating, about sex, about getting to your destination. But in general, 8.6 times out of 10, take your time. Nice and easy. Slow and steady wins the race. You want to invest money. You want to day trade. Go ahead. Lose all your fucking money. It's fast paced, it's high paced, it's high energy. Or you can put money away every single month and just to a good fund. And before you know it, 10, 20 years passes by and you have millions of dollars in your account. Let's slow it down, guys. You guys know that I won't listen to audiobooks. If I have to, I will. But in general, man, like I refuse to. I'd rather get a book, a physical book, paper, go through page by page. When I read my books, guys, not that I just read the page by page, I stop, I get a highlighter, and I highlight anything that I think that's important to me. If you, oh, I just read Jocko Willink, discipline equals freedom, and you fucking rush through it, it's useless. It's fucking useless. As a matter of fact, guys, sometimes I'll read the same book 2, 3, 4 times. How you like that? Taking my time, really comprehending and understanding the movement. What about jujitsu, man? When guys are like, I'll show a move and they did it 3, 4, 5, 10 times, and all of a sudden I see them on the mat chatting. The motherfucker is a blue belt or a white belt or even a fucking purple belt, right? It's like, motherfucker, you just did it like 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. What are you doing here? What do you think you know it? You think you're actually going to be able to use it in a fight? The answer is no. Drill and drill and drill and take your time and over and over and over. They just want to rush to the next technique. Well, what's next? Well, what's next? What's next? Yo, calm down, my friend. Calm down. Take it easy. Absorb the lesson. So, guys, man, anything in your life, take your time. When you rush, you miss the whole journey. And if you wise up, you'll understand what I'm saying to you, that the whole purpose of this life is our journey, is our relationships, is the moments, is the stories. It's not the final result. It's not graduating medical school. It's not becoming a millionaire. It's not buying the house. It's not getting the black belt. It's not getting married. It's the journey. It's not, hey, I've been married for 20 years. Who gives a fuck? What does that mean if you're married 20 years and you were miserable 19 of those years? It's the journey. It is the journey that counts. It is the journey that means something. It is the journey, okay, that will be the meaningful part of your life. And the only way to understand the journey is by taking your time. The only way to appreciate it, to appreciate your moments, is by taking your time. Because you'll see before you know it, your life passed you by. You say, you know what? I wish that when my kid was sitting on my lap, I wasn't on my phone. Or I wish when I went to dinner, I wish I took my time sitting there talking to my wife, conversating about life. And I wish that when we made love, I didn't just rush through it. You'd wish to slow time down. And the only way you can slow time down is up to you to make choices, to take your time with everything that you do. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you don't listen to what I'm telling you, you will learn the hard way. And one day you'll get to the end zone of whatever it is and say, man, you know what? I wish I slowed down. Sensei Yaniv was right. Guys, my friends, thank you so much for listening. Take your time, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and have a beautiful day. Guys, share, subscribe, and let's keep pushing, guys. And don't forget, listen, if you need any help taking your life to the next level, you're ready to level up, you need help with your nutrition plans, you need help with your workouts, you need help with your marriage, you need help with your mindset, discipline, guys, this is what I do. That's my specialty. Hit me up, direct message me on whatever platform. I'll get back to you. I'll tell you how the program goes. And if you're ready to make the change, I will be there to help you. Have a beautiful day and God bless. Usa.